In a small village, David lived with his parents and his little sister Sarah. Sarah was very innocent and cute. She was only 8 years old. She went to the village school and everyone loved her very much. One day when David came back from school, he saw sadness everywhere in the house. His mother was crying. His father was worried. His mother said while crying, "Son, Sarah is missing. She didn't come back from school." David's world turned upside down. He ran outside, searched the whole village, every house, every field, under every tree, but Sarah was nowhere to be found. A report was filed at the police station. News was printed in the newspaper. Sarah's picture was everywhere. But days passed, months passed. Sarah was not found. His mother's eyes became dry. His father grew old, but no trace of Sarah was found. 2 years passed. David and his parents had tried everything possible. They searched in other cities, asked in religious schools, checked hospitals, went to orphanages, but no clue of Sarah was found. One day the police called them. The inspector said, "Mr. John, we have found a body. Some signs match your daughter. You need to come for identification." Father went to the police station trembling. He saw the body. It was not Sarah, but her age and height were like Sarah's. The police said maybe it was some other girl, but this incident broke the family's hope. Coming back home, the father told his wife and son. Father said in a heavy voice, "Give up hope now. Sarah will not be found. Maybe she is no longer in this world." Mother said while crying, "My child, I prayed for her every day." David said, "Father, Mother, maybe this is what Allah wanted. We will be patient." After that day, Sarah's name was not mentioned in the house. She remained only in memories. David completed his FSC. He wanted to become a doctor so he could serve people. One day, his father called him. Father said, "Son, Sarah was a trust from Allah. Whatever Allah wanted happened. Now you have to move forward, become a doctor, serve people. Go to the city, get medical education." David said, "Father, with your trust I will go. I will become a doctor and serve the poor for free." Mother prayed, "Go, son. May Allah make you successful and give you knowledge." David kissed his parents' hands and left for the city. Many years passed. David completed his medical education and became a specialist doctor. He returned to his village. When he reached the village, he first went to his house, but there he saw that his house was occupied by someone else. There was a lock on the door, but that lock was not his father's. David went worried to his uncle Jacob's house. David asked, "Uncle, my house, where are my father and mother?" Uncle Jacob said sadly, "Son, your parents don't live in their house anymore. They live in a rented house on the other side of the town." David said surprised, "What? Why, we had our own house, our own land. What happened?" Uncle Jacob said, "This is a long story, son. First meet your parents. They will tell you everything." David became restless. He realized something very bad had happened. He reached his parents' rented house, a small, narrow house. Father had grown old. Mother's eyes were moist. David hugged his father and said, "Father, what happened? Where is our house? Where is our land?" Father sighed and said, "Son, when you went to the city, Mr. Black conspired to take our land. We resisted, but he was very powerful. He made fake documents and evicted us." David said angrily, "This is injustice. Why didn't you report to the police?" Mother said, "Son, we tried, but the police didn't take any action. Mr. Black is a very big man. Everyone is afraid of him." Father said, "And the biggest thing is, we have no proof, son. Mr. Black made all the documents fake, destroyed the original papers without proof. We can't do anything. That's why we are silent." David didn't mention Sarah's name. He didn't want to open that wound now. David said determinedly, "Father, I will not sit silent. I will find proof. I will seek justice." David started looking for evidence in the city. He met people who had spoken against Mr. Black, but everyone was afraid. No one was ready to help. Then David opened a small clinic in the village. His clinic was like heaven for the poor. He treated every poor patient for free. He especially served disabled people, patients who couldn't pay money. He gave them free medicines too. A patient said, "Doctor, you saved our lives. May Allah reward you." David smiled and said, "This is Allah's grace that I got the opportunity to serve you." The Prophet said that the best person is the one who is most useful to people. One day, David was going home from the clinic when he saw an old man. The old man looked very sick, was shivering and talking to himself. David felt pity. He went closer. David said, "Uncle, you don't look well. Come to my clinic. I will treat you." The old man stepped back in fear and said, "Who are you? Are you Mr. Black's man? Don't touch me. Don't take my eyes. I saw nothing. I know nothing." David realized that this old man was mad, but also sick. He was very scared, and there was deep trauma in his eyes. David said gently, "Uncle, I am a doctor, David. I will treat you for free. For Allah's sake, no one will harm you." Somehow convincing the old man, David took him to the clinic. David examined the old man. He had high fever, weakness, and old wounds that hadn't healed. David gave him medicine, fed him, gave him water. But the strangest thing was the old man's words. He kept muttering to himself. David listened carefully and heard some words repeated again and again. Uncle Remat muttered, "Papers, in the banyan tree, land, John's land. Black stole it, took my eyes. Son, where is my son?" David's heart beat fast. John was his father's name. In the following days, whenever David treated Uncle Remat, he kept listening to those random words. Sometimes he would say, "Papers are safe." Sometimes, "I saw it." Sometimes, "Black is cruel." David became sure that there was some deep secret behind this mad old man. Maybe he wasn't really mad, but had been driven mad. David went to Uncle Remat every day, treated him, talked to him slowly. Uncle Remat's trust grew. His random words started making some sense. One day, a boy named Mike was also there, who used to bring food for him. Mike said, "You are that doctor, right? Uncle Remat praises you a lot." David asked, "You are Mike? Where do you work?" Mike hesitated and said, "I work for Mr. Black. I'm helpless, David, brother." David said, "You take care of Uncle Remat. That's a very good thing. What do you know about him?" Mike looked around and said, "David, brother, he is mad, but sometimes he says things that make it seem there is a secret. People say Mr. Black made him mad." David felt danger, but he became sure that Uncle Remat had some proof. One day, David went alone to Uncle Remat. He sat for a long time, patted his hand, comforted him. Suddenly, Uncle Remat grabbed David's hand. His face changed. The madness decreased a little. Uncle Remat said in a low but clear voice, "David, son, it's you, right? You come every day. You treat me." David said, surprised, "Yes, Uncle, I am David." Uncle Remat said, "I am not mad, son. Mr. Black made me mad. His men took my eyes, broke my arm, kidnapped my son, and made me believe I was mad. I started believing I was mad too, but your treatment and love have brought me back to my senses." Tears came to David's eyes. Uncle Remat said, "I have proof Mr. Black stole John's land, and I saw everything. I hid the papers in the trunk of the banyan tree, in a hollow place. Take them, son. Get justice." David said, crying, "Uncle, that John is my father." Uncle Remat trembled. Uncle Remat said, "Allah is great. You are John's son. I did all this for your family. Allah has answered my prayers." Late at night, David took Mike with him and took out the papers from the banyan tree. At the same time, Mr. Black's men arrived. One man said, "Catch them. Take the papers." David and Mike ran. Mike had already called the police. Inspector Brown arrived with his men. Mr. Black's men were caught. The papers were safe. Based on the papers, Inspector Brown made a plan to raid Mr. Black's mansion. David was with him. Early in the morning, police surrounded Mr. Black's mansion. During the search, several girls were found in the basement of the mansion, who had been imprisoned for years. Among them was a young girl, very weak, very sad. David saw her, and his heart beat fast. There was something in that girl that reminded him of his mother. David went close and said, "Who are you?" The girl looked at David. There was a hint of recognition in her eyes, but she couldn't speak. Suddenly, the girl's gaze stopped at David's face. She stretched out her trembling hands. The girl said in a very faint voice, "Brother, David, brother." David's world turned upside down. David said, "Sarah, Sarah, you are alive." Sarah said, crying, "Brother, I thought you would never come. I thought I would die." They hugged each other. Years of separation, years of tears flowed together. In court, Uncle Remat testified his madness had largely healed due to treatment. He told everything: how Mr. Black stole the land, how he was blinded, how he was driven mad. Sarah also testified that she was kidnapped and kept in Mr. Black's mansion. Mr. Black was sentenced to life imprisonment. All his property was confiscated and returned to the victims. David's parents got their house and land back. Sometime later, when Mr. Black had been punished, a young man came to the city. He was looking for Uncle Remat's son. He met Mike and learned that Uncle Remat was now with David. The young man stood before Uncle Remat and said, "Father, I have come back. Mr. Black kidnapped me and left me in a faraway city. I wandered, but Allah has brought me back." Uncle Remat hugged his son. Both were crying. David went to tell his parents the good news of finding Sarah. When his parents saw Sarah, their eyes were moist. Mother hugged Sarah and said, "My child, I thought you were dead. I had made your grave. Allah made me wrong and right." Father said, "Thank God he showed us this day. We had given up hope, but Allah gave us an ocean of hope." Sarah said, "Mother, Father, in all those years, I prayed only one prayer to Allah, that He reunite me with my family. Allah listened to my prayer." David mentioned Uncle Remat's sacrifices. David said, "This happened because of Uncle Remat. He sacrificed his eyes, was driven mad, but never gave up, and because of his proof, we got justice." A few months later, David expanded his clinic and made a big hospital. He named it Rehmat Hospital, for the sake of Allah. Uncle Remat now lives in this hospital. He is blind, but his presence lights up the whole hospital. His treatment continues, and he is improving day by day. Sarah also works in the hospital. She takes care of girls who are in trouble, telling them never to lose hope. Mike left Mr. Black's job and now works in the hospital. Uncle Remat's son also lives with him and helps in the hospital. David's parents now live happily in their own home and come to the hospital every day. The sun is setting. David and Sarah are standing outside the hospital. Sarah looks at the sky. Sarah said, "Brother, in all those years I never lost hope. I knew that one day Allah would reunite me with my family." David said, "Sarah, we had lost hope. We thought you were dead, but Allah's mercy is greater than our hopes. And look, people like Uncle Remat are Allah's true friends. Behind his madness there was a secret, and Allah revealed that secret." From behind Uncle Remat's voice comes. Uncle Remat smiles and says, "David's son, Sarah daughter, come inside. Everyone is waiting for you. Today is a feast celebrating Sarah's return. Your parents have also come." Both smile and go inside. Uncle Remat raises his hands and prays, "O Allah, include us among those who spend in your way, who serve your creation. Give us patience, give us gratitude, and bless us with your mercy. O Allah, guide the oppressors and help the oppressed. Give us the ability to never lose hope. Amen." David, Sarah, his son Mike, and everyone say, "Amen, O Lord of the worlds."